Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy, Young Patriarch. I thank you all for tuning in. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you want to support, click that link down there in the description box. What this does is help us to continue to bring this content, to help me to continue to help me continue to bring this truth, to help me continue to keep empowering people and telling the truth and talking about what's really going on out here, so that we can really see a change, a true change in our society. But man, without further ado, let's do this.
Sweating to the truth, nothing but the truth. Put my hands on the Bible, y'all point me to the booth. Sweating to the truth.
So it turns out, man, that there's a lot more going on in China than what we thought. It's a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? And of course it was bad. We seen it. We knew that. Like they said all over China, riots and things are breaking out. But the thing was that we didn't know it was. We didn't know. First and foremost, we didn't know that it was going on. It had been happening for so long, and it was as heavy as it was. It's really been on hush for some time. You know what I'm saying? And then just out of nowhere, we hear about the riots in China. It seems to be that it was never about keeping people safe from COVID. It seemed like it seemed to be more about social control than anything. It's one thing to try to keep us safe from COVID. You know what I'm saying? And taking certain type of precautions. But when things like our rights and our normal everyday freedoms get stripped away, because these are a lot of things that they're fighting over. These are a lot of things that they're chanting. These are a lot of signs that they're holding up. That's a whole nother thing. But that's when we tend to know that, okay, this gotta be something, something more. It gotta be something that they aren't. It gotta be something that they aren't telling us. A few stats before I actually played my video of a lot of other quarantine methods that they're actually taking in China. So I ended up doing some research, and then I found out that the COVID deaths in China first started up until now is 5,226. It would seem like a lot. It would seem like a lot until you actually look at the cases in which, the total cases, which was 1.6 million. If my math served me correct, that seemed like that was over 100 percentile as far as the survival rate was concerned. Went up to 300. I don't know if my math was correct. I'm just being honest to say, but there is a very big difference, an astronomical difference in those two numbers. But then I did furthermore research, and come to find out it's 1.426 billion people in China. So you mean to tell me for 226 or 233, about the same deaths, you got to go through all this and what you've been doing in order to keep the people safe? They call it a zero COVID policy. And they've been going through some extreme measures. Well, the people spoke out. They got tired of it. And you know what? This seemed like tyranny. And so that's what they should have done. That's what they should be doing, is rioting. Where they say, sorry, that was my phone. Wherever tyranny is, rebellion is a duty. It's a must. You got to, for the future sake of those of those that's to come after you. And it's not just one of them things. Well, the people tripping. No, like it's one thing was COVID. One thing was COVID, but the people are saying freedom of speech, freedom of rights. To two totally different things. So they're using one thing, it's saving face. They're using one thing to do a whole different other, and that's social control. That's basically shaping and molding a people into by whatever means necessary in order to set a way of living up in the way that the government will want it to go. The reason I make these videos is because I want and I need people to know what true oppression actually looks like, what true suppression actually looks like, what true inequality actually looks like, what true injustice actually looks like. Because this little stuff people be hollering and talking about over here, you ain't got a dose of what's going on over there in China. So we really got to stop playing and realize that we have it 10 times better, and maybe more than that. We got it 10 times better than a lot of these other countries out here. Straight up. But look at some of these look at some more quarantine methods and measures that they're doing over there in China. When it came to us, we didn't meet half. Wasn't half of this stuff going on of what they were doing here. But check this out.
In Henan province, a little boy jumping on bricks to avoid the pool of dirty liquid. This is where they use the bathroom. This woman sobs on the ground, crying that after she was caught with her mask pulled down, the government suspended her business for 30 days, losing a month's income. Metal spikes, which the man filming says were installed on a compound gate to prevent residents from leaving.
Bro, this stuff look like a real deal dystopian society going on. You know, in the movies, you know, those I can't even think of the apocalyptic movies. Them apocalyptic movies to where they got kind of like the I Am Legend with Will Smith at the beginning of it. But it's this big virus going around that's basically wiping people out. And then you got these people with these hazmat suits on, and got the certain checkpoints, and you got the soldiers, sitting at the gates with these big I've been playing Call of Duty lately, so these big MA4, these big fully automatics with the scopes and flashlights on it. Like these folks going straight. What's that? Militia enforcing Shuri law. You know what I'm saying? And when you come up to the gate, they got to check your eye, or check your ear, or whatever the case may be. And this will be that device or whatever they use will be the thing to actually ensure that this person doesn't have, whatever is going around. That's what's going on there in China right now. Over those statistics that I had just given you as well. And it was so it was so packed, like they had people outside in the cold. They had people outside in the cold. They got kids bouncing around on concrete bricks in the bathroom. People sleeping under urinals just to keep them quarantined and away. Like, bruh, that's true oppression. That's true injustice. That's true inequality. Don't let nobody else tell you different. When it was going on over here, it wasn't even a want. If you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even a want of what that's not even a number of what was going on. A percentage, I mean. Like, they just told us stay in the house and it was that. couple people lost business, a lot of people lost businesses and things like that. But bro, it wasn't even that. Like, that's real deal apocalyptic, dystopian, some end of the world type stuff that's going on over there. Just watch, bro. Just watch this. Take it back one more time. Look at that. Hazmat suits and police. Beating man with a pole. I want to point out something real quick. The people, now you see what's going on, and it's going to be the latter part of my video. So this is what's going to lead. This is what's going to lead into it. You see what's going on. Where are the people who are screaming about police brutality? Where are the people that were screaming about inequality, social injustices, oppression, systematic racism, or systematic oppression? Where are those same people that seem like they were for justice, whoever it was, we speaking out for justice, whoever it would be? And clear as day, all the lines as far as what these people have marched for over here in America, what these people have marched for, what these people have stood for, what these people have proclaimed to be the message, the message and what's going to save the world. Where are these people at now when this stuff is really going on? When this stuff really taking place, where are these people at now? I digress. Police brutality. Freedom of speech. Freedom of rights. So you see the people fighting for, I'm talking about they saying freedom of speech, freedom of rights. They holding signs up. Where is all the people at? Where's all the people at that were for that? Where are these same people at? They ain't got nothing to say at all, point blank whatsoever. You know why? Because a lot of them sold out to China. Where's the NBA at? Where's the NFL at? Where's the NHL at? Where's the politicians at? The movie stars, celebrities. Or when it was going on over here, everybody had something to say. But when it's really going on in the place where you make your money from, oh, now you ain't got nothing to say. You quiet. And bro, these people are really suffering inequality, injustice, oppression, slavery, bro. I need that same energy. Where's that same energy for when it's really happening? When it's really going on, when it's really taking place? Now you ain't got nothing to say. Check this out. It's y'all boy. Check this out right here. Start it over. Check it out.
What is the president's reaction when he hears
President Joe
protesters
Biden
in China chant freedom or Xi Jinping step down?
The president's not going to speak for protesters around the world. They're speaking for themselves.
And so there's no reaction?
These protesters are speaking for themselves. What we are doing is making it clear that we support the right of peaceful protest.
You see the look? See the look on the reporter face? See the look on the reporter face like, yeah, man, that's some BS. Yeah, that's some crap. That's some straight up. He like, yeah, man, that's some straight up crap. That's some straight up, yeah. I know it. I just wanted to hear you say it. Because that's straight, bro. We all knew, but we all wanted to. We all needed to hear it. We all needed to hear it be said. These folks don't care. They don't care nothing about them people going on over there. As long as they pockets being lined out real good, they don't care. They don't care about that. Because honestly, China is the model, and the truth is they want America to look like China. It's all in the name of democracy. Liberation of the people. You will own nothing and be happy. The Great Reset. Literally what's going on over there in China full-fledged with it. Why these people are literally in concentration camps. And I'm going to show you that here in a bit. But I'm going to say this. They not going to say nothing. If we want to see a change take place, it's going to have to come from us. Not depending on them. We got a voice on our own. God gave us to speak out. And if we continue to zip the lip and be quiet, the more they're going to do. They're going to see that the more that they can see that they're going to get away with. But when we speak out and when we share this stuff, when we talk about this stuff, when we put these people out, we letting them know like, hey, you won't know this, buddy. You won't know this, buddy. And you ain't getting away with this. You wrong. What you doing is wrong. No, we don't agree with it. But here's another video of the concentration camps that they're being put into.
Once in the news for building hospitals for COVID-19 at breakneck speed, a record 8 days in the year 2020. China is now in the news for these quarantine centers and makeshift camps. No, we are not in 2020, and the novel coronavirus is not novel anymore. As the world has moved on, learned to live with the virus and work its way around it, China is stuck in time. China is infamous for being the host country to the novel coronavirus and the worst for hiding the truth from the world, even misleading the WHO and blaming other countries for the outbreak. If you think the COVID crackdown measures are brutal, then what do you feel about this? These people locked up in quarantine camps being treated worse than prisoners. Toilets are being used as quarantine centers, inhuman living conditions in quarantine camps. Children isolated from their parents. The risk of infection continues to be low in the capital city of Beijing. However, makeshift camps are coming up here as well. The Chinese people continue to suffer. They are made to pay for their stay in these quarantine camps as the government monitors health status digitally through COVID passports.
What's crazy is so much information is censored as far as what gets to them and what gets to them and what gets out. So in their mind, COVID is still a big and huge issue, because the government censors so much information of what they can and can't get. And so we have to be the ones. We have to be the ones that's making sure we're praying, that's making sure we're speaking out, that's making sure we're standing up for injustice. As far as the ones who could actually say a word and the influence, you know, like somebody like LeBron, somebody like Joe Biden could say one thing and it spread like wildfire. Imagine if they actually stood up for injustice. They actually had something to say. If they actually had something to say, speaking out against the stuff like they've been doing with everything else here in America. But we the people have to be the ones that's standing on truth, that's coming forth and speaking out for where the true injustice is taking place, for where the true oppression, for where the true inequality is taking place.